Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Huda Abutayi, a consultant orthodontist. In this video, we will do the wire bending exercise. In this exercise, you will learn wire bending for two basic shapes. First shape, using 0.7 mm stainless steel wire to do the right and acute angles. The second shape, using 0.5 mm stainless steel wire to do the curves and coils. For the first shape, you will need 0.7 mm stainless steel wire, Adam's plier, permanent marker, and a cutter. To start bending the first shape, begin by straightening the wire. Hold the wire between the two peaks of the plier. With your non-dominant hand, pull the wires against the curve multiple times until it is straightening from both sides of the plier. You can check the wire on a flat surface before you can start. Two things to have accurate work: where you put the mark, from where to hold the plier. Our rule will be marker outside the plier. Hold the wire against the sheet of paper. Mark the first bend on the wire using permanent marker. Hold the plier perpendicular to the wire. As we said that our rule is marker outside the plier. Hold the wire between the beaks of the plier and bend it right angle with your non-dominant hand. Then check your right angle on the sheet of paper. Then repeat the same thing for the second bend. First, mark the point. The plier should be perpendicular to the wire. Marker outside the plier. The wire should be the same plane of the paper. We should not change the plane so we get accurate angles. Same plane, and then hold the plier perpendicular outside the mark. Then bend it with your non-dominant hand. Check the angle on the drawing, making sure that the angle is correct. Every time, every step, we have to follow the same shape. Then we will do our third bend. It is a acute angle. So again, the wire and the plier should be perpendicular. First, we have to do right angle. Then take away 1 mm and then bend more to have your acute angle. For the last bend, put your mark, then hold the plier outside the mark. It's acute angle, so first you will do it as right angle, then you will have to hold the plier 1 mm away of the point, and then check. Still we need to bend more. 1 mm away and bend more. Again, check that the angle on the drawing is the same with your angle. When you finish, mark the length of the wire. Use the cutter to cut excess wire. To cut the wire safely, hold the wire on both ends between your fingers and cut. This is to avoid having any wire fly away while you're doing this step. Make sure it is the same plane, which means that the wire should be flat every time you put it back. For the second shape, you will need 0.5 mm stainless steel wire, bird beak plier, cutter, and a permanent marker. To start bending the second shape, begin by straightening the wire again. Hold the wire between the two peaks of the plier. With your non-dominant hand, pull the wires against the curve multiple times until it is straightening, and we need to do this from both sides. You can check the wire on a flat surface before you start. Hold the wire against the sheet of paper. Mark the first bend on the wire using permanent marker. Just after the mark you have pointed, hold the wire between the beaks of the plier and bend your first bend. It's right angle. Check the angle on the drawing, making sure that the angle is correct. Check the angle at the drawing, making sure that the angle is correct. To do our first coil, we have to divide it into two halves. Put mark at the middle of the coil. Then using the bird beak plier, as you can see, it has a rounded beak and a flat beak. So we will use the rounded side of the plier. So using the inner part of the beak of the plier, we have to match it with our drawing. The mark of the drawing should be in the inner surface of the bird beak plier to get the accurate shape of the coil. Hold the wire against the sheet of paper. Mark the first bend using the permanent marker. As we said, put the mark on the inner surface of the bird beak plier. Every time we keep checking. If everything is correct, then we can continue the work. We continue shaping and contouring the wire into coils. When both wires come together, then we have to change the position of the plier. Check the first coil on the drawing, making sure that the first coil is correct and is matching the drawing. Then we'll mark for the starting the second coil. The wire should be to both sides of the wire should be parallel to each other. Hold the wire between the beaks of the pliers and do the right angle. We will repeat the same steps for the second and the third coils. This is the end of the exercise. Thank you.